Welcome back to Better Kansas City. So she got her start in radio more than 20 years ago, but you probably recognize her voice and her name. She's built a reputation beyond that. Jenny Matthews from Mix 93.3 is here to talk about her radio work, podcast, building a brand, having a family, and balancing it all. Okay, that's even a mouthful just to say. I'm like, I don't know how she does all this.
Doing all the things all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the first thing, let's talk about, how did you actually get your start in radio?
In radio, I always knew I wanted to be on the radio. I can remember just as a little kid playing Barbies and listening to Casey Kasem's Top 40 Countdown in the background, and seriously, even at a very young age, thinking, I want to do that. I always have loved music, and Casey Kasem's my hero. So
Casey Kasem's awesome. I love hearing about who you draw inspiration from. But let's also say this. So you host a weekly radio show every single day, right?
Yep.
Right after this, you're going to it. You also have a podcast and a blog.
Yep.
So why do you want to do all that extra?
Because I think I'm a little crazy and I have to stay very busy because I don't know why. But my radio show is fun. I get to talk over the intros of songs and that's fun, but I don't really get to say a lot. And I feel like I have a lot more to say. So I wanted to be able to share a bigger message.
And it looks like got the podcast up there right now. What are some of these issues that you might tap into, because I think it's real life,
it is
real life things that everybody can relate to.
And I think that is because on social media especially, we are inundated with quote perfection every day in our society, and I am about the most far from perfect person. I've had a lot happen to me in my life. We've had a family tragedy. My brother died of a drug overdose. I struggled with infertility for many years. I went through it's a long story. There's a podcast about it. You can hear all the details, but, went through some personal, really hard health problems and things. Anyway, and we all have a story. Everybody has things. And I think to just put out this image that life is perfect,
it's not realistic.
It's not
real.
unattainable.
One of the things that we did want to touch on, beyond struggling with the infertility, you have a beautiful family now.
Thank you. Yes, and I struggled really hard to have my kids. I went through 3 rounds of IVF. I have a podcast on that too. But I was blessed with 2 really amazing kids. My family is...
Man, is that Halloween there?
That's Halloween.
Oh, love it.
I forgot about that picture. That's pretty funny. Yeah, my family is everything to me. And really, that's number one is my focus. I mean, I'm doing all these things and I love radio and my podcast and blog is a lot of fun, but ultimately my family is number one.
Okay, and then, why is being authentic so important to you?
Because I really believe we all have a story to tell. Everybody has had things happen to them in their life, and of course the great things happen, and we should share those as well, but I believe we all have a story, and I love being able to connect with people in that way and to let people know that they're not alone. I found a lot of personal satisfaction from connecting with others.
Absolutely.
For
and
that
then
message.
Real quickly here, if you've got like 4 tips, you could share with us to find success and career happiness, what would those be?
Definitely find your passion and try to find a way to monetize it. I feel like I've been able to do that. To be able to do what I love every day is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It seems like you have a cool job too. So
yeah, it rocks. Yeah.
Authenticity, absolutely. Use your story, because again, I believe we all have a story to tell. Be proud of your story and who you are and where you come from. And remember why you started, because there are days where life is completely crazy and hectic, but I feel like if you remember why you started, you'll keep at it.
Well, Jenny, thank you so much. Of course, you can check out the radio show as well as her blog and podcast. Now we're going to throw it to you, Bill.